What's going on, guys? Hope you're all doing well. I wanted to go through some mindset stuff with you today, and one of the ways that I'm going to bring all of this together is telling you a term that I've probably been using the last probably 4 or 5 years, both with friends, family, colleagues, and that term is how you do anything is how you do everything. And I want to give you a few examples of some things that I've experienced in my own life to kind of bring all of this together. And I'll start with one of my earlier careers was in the staffing industry, and we used to interview individuals to make sure that they were a good fit for different companies that we would basically staff for. These were private sector and public sector companies that we would staff for. So we would bring individuals into our office, we would interview them, screen them, and then set them up with interviews or send them directly to go to work for different companies that we had contracts with. And what was really interesting is we a lot of times could make assessments on individuals and almost know what the outcome was going to be. And what I mean by that is we had a big glass front to the front of our office, and we could see individuals pulling up for interviews, getting ready to come in and sit down with the recruiter. A lot of times we would see that these individuals, there would be particular individuals that would pull up, the front bumper would be hanging halfway off the car, they'd park crooked, they'd walk in the office, they would be wearing a lot of times a sloppy shirt, hair disheveled. And I get it. People have a lot going on in their lives and things like this, but hear me out. So we would bring these individuals in, we'd sit down for an interview. A lot of times these same exact individuals would be, slightly disrespectful. We would look at resumes and see that they would have 5 or 6 jobs over a short period of time, like less than one calendar year. And we would also, one of the things that we did, as I mentioned a minute ago, is we would take them through the screening processes like drug test, background check. The majority of the time that we would have this kind of presentation from an individual at the beginning of the process, it would turn out that they also would not be able to pass drug test, background check, either one of them or possibly even both with these individuals. So I'll leave that there and then we'll connect these to a couple of other things that I have to share. The next situation is when I was in another employment position. I was selling solar door to door, residential. And I a lot of times would be working different neighborhoods with another individual. A lot of times it was my boss. And what I found interesting is that there were certain, what we would do is we would knock on doors, set appointments, and then actually sit down, see if the individual is qualified to buy solar. What I noticed was is that when I was out working with my boss, a lot of times there was a significant amount of doors that he did not want to knock on. And it seemed like there was a common theme with these doors. And when I actually asked him about it, what he told me was that a significant amount of time that he would knock on doors that had bad landscaping, grass wasn't taken care of, weeds all over the place, like 4 feet high, cars in the driveway that are, flat tires and broken down. More oftentimes than not, when you actually go through the process, these people want solar, but they actually don't pass the credit qualifications in order to get the loan for the solar program. And so that was really interesting to me. I'll also share that there's other places that I've worked where we would have large all staff meetings, and individuals would come to these all staff meetings. Again, the theme is the same in all of these stories. These people would have disheveled hair, not dressing professionally. Just you can tell that they don't take care of themselves. Some of these people I even managed personally. And what was interesting is that their work performance reflected so closely to the way that they took care of themselves and the way that they present, the way that they communicated. I could go on and on with this. I'll share another example with you, and this one is actually one of the neighbors that my wife and I have had in the past. This neighbor, in the course of 6 months, never one time has taken their trash off the street. They just leave it in the street. We live in an HOA. It's required that you move your trash off the street. Half the times they're knocked over, spilling trash all over the place. The car that they drive, the license plate is hanging, literally barely hanging on the side of the car. You can tell that there's grinding and scraping underneath the car, like their brakes are grinding or whatever the situation is. This girl gets out of the car. She's 300 to 400 pounds, literally, pink hair, screaming at people half the time she gets out of the car on her cell phone. And what's even really funny is that there's been times my wife has seen this individual out driving, which is our neighbor, um, literally tailgating the car right in front of her, almost out, like window down, out the window. Can't tell if she's screaming at them or what the situation is. But it all comes down to, I don't know what this girl's credit looks like. I don't know any of these, but all of these examples come down to one thing for me, and it rings so true, is that how you do anything is how you do everything. It's very interesting to see that, if you don't take pride in the small things that you do, you're more than likely not going to take pride in the larger things that have larger consequences in your life. And I think it's very important as an individual who wants to have self-development and grow in their career, grow in their relationship with their husband or wife, grow financially, spiritually, whatever religion that you're in, whatever that it is. I think that us as individuals, the people that want to do well in life and continue to grow and not leave their education at a high school level and never improve in life after that, I think it's crucial that you think about this, and how you do anything is how you do everything. Anything worth doing is worth doing well. I can give you some examples of some things that you can start with today. You're taking initiative, taking responsibility, and getting things done. Things like making your bed in the morning. Get up out of your bed, make your bed. Things like not taking 5 to 7 business days to put away your clothes after they're done in the dryer. You put them away immediately. Things like not putting dishes in your sink. Your sink is not a storage facility. It is a place that you do your dishes. Take your dishes there, rinse them off, put them in the dishwasher, and unload the dishwasher when it's ready. There are things like mowing your lawn, putting your trash cans away, making sure that your hygiene is good. Take care of yourself. Get in the shower, wash up, get ready for meetings, and just present well. There are so many scenarios where I've met extremely high level individuals, and this is something that they do all the time. This is something that I incorporate into my own life. I think it's just incredibly important for us to make sure that we are taking accountability, and just know you can whisper to yourself when you've done something halfway. You can say, how you do anything is how you do everything. I'm not going to get to the level that I want to get without taking accountability and making sure that I'm doing everything to the best of my ability. You will find that the more that you do, the more that you can do. And what I mean by that is, you will be surprised at if you actually take action with your life. Quit scrolling on your phone, take action. You can accomplish so much in a given day. Guys, thanks so much for watching. I'd love it if you want to subscribe to the channel. We're going to have a ton of motivational stuff, financial stuff, and just general self-help and self-development. We'd love for you to be along for the journey, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on the next video.